and the Wandering Stars. Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled beneath a vast star-strewn sky, there lived a young girl named Selene. The village was known for its endless fields of lavender and its ancient observatory, where the villagers would gather to watch the stars. But the true wonder of the village was the Wandering Stars, a cluster of celestial lights that danced across the sky every night, their movements as graceful as a lullaby. The villagers believed the stars were guardians, their light a reminder of hope and guidance. Selene had always been captivated by the wandering stars. Every evening she would climb to the top of the observatory, her eyes fixed on the heavens. Her grandfather, the village's stargazer, had told her stories of the stars' magic, how they could heal broken hearts, guide lost travelers, and even grant wishes. But there was one secret about the stars that no one knew, a secret that had been hidden for generations. One night, as Selene sat in the observatory, she noticed something unusual. The wandering stars, usually so bright and lively, seemed dim and sluggish. Their movements were slow and erratic, and their light flickered faintly, as if they were struggling to stay alive. Selene's heart ached as she realized something was wrong. She ran to her grandfather, her voice trembling with worry. "Grandfather, the stars are fading," she cried. Her grandfather's face grew pale as he looked at the sky. "The stars' light is connected to the heart of the world," he said softly. "If their light goes out, the world will fall into eternal darkness. Someone must find the source of their fading and restore their light." Selene's heart raced. "I'll do it," she said firmly. "I'll find the source and save the stars." Her grandfather placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. "The journey will not be easy," he warned. "You must follow the path of the stars, but beware. The path is filled with trials, and the truth you seek may be difficult to bear." Determined to save the stars, Selene packed a small bag with food, a lantern, and a star-shaped locket her grandfather had given her. She kissed him goodbye and set off into the night, her eyes fixed on the faint glow of the wandering stars. The path led her through fields of lavender, their scent filling the air with a soothing sweetness. As she walked, the stars' light grew dimmer, and the sky seemed to darken with each step. Soon, she reached the edge of the fields, where the path turned into a narrow trail that wound through a dense forest. The trees were tall and ancient, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. The air was thick with silence, and Selene felt a chill run down her spine. As she ventured deeper into the forest, she began to hear whispers, faint and eerie, carried on the wind. The whispers grew louder, and soon she saw shadows moving among the trees, their forms shifting and writhing like smoke. "Selene!" the shadows hissed, their voices cold and hollow. "Turn back! The forest is no place for you." Selene clutched the locket tightly, her breath quickening. "I won't turn back," she said firmly. "I have to save the stars." The shadows lunged at her, their forms swirling around her like a storm. Selene raised her lantern, and the light drove them back, but they were relentless. She ran, her feet pounding against the forest floor, the shadows close behind. Just as she thought she couldn't run any farther, she saw a faint glow ahead, a clearing bathed in starlight. She stumbled into the clearing, her heart racing, and saw a small, ancient well at its center. The well was made of stone, its surface covered in moss and vines. But what caught Selene's attention was the dark, swirling water within it. The water was unlike anything she had ever seen, black and oily, with a faint, sickly glow. She knew this was the source of the stars fading. Selene approached the well, her heart pounding. She dipped the locket into the water, and its light began to flicker and fade. She knew she had to act quickly. She reached into her pocket and pulled out a small vial of clear water she had collected from a spring in the fields. Her grandfather had always told her that the spring's water was pure and full of life, and she hoped it would be enough to counteract the darkness. She poured the water into the well, and for a moment, nothing happened. Then the water began to churn and bubble, the darkness swirling violently. Selene stepped back, her heart in her throat, as the water began to clear, its blackness fading away. The shadows around her howled in fury, their forms weakening as the light from the locket grew stronger. But just as she thought the darkness was gone, a figure emerged from the well. A woman with long flowing hair and eyes as dark as the night. She was beautiful, but her beauty was cold and menacing, and Selene felt a chill run down her spine. "You cannot destroy me," the woman said, her voice like ice. "I am the embodiment of the world's hidden pain and sorrow. For generations, people have buried their secrets and fears, and I have fed on them. You cannot erase what they have tried so hard to forget." Selene's mind raced. She realized the woman was right. The darkness was not just in the well, but in the hearts of people. She thought of the stories her grandfather had told her, of the struggles and sacrifices that had shaped the world. She knew she had to confront the truth, not just for the stars, but for the world itself. "You're right," Selene said, her voice steady. "The world has its secrets and its pain. But we also have hope and love, and that is stronger than any darkness." She held up the locket, its light shining brighter than ever, and began to sing. It was a song her grandfather had taught her, a song of hope and healing. As she sang, the light from the locket spread through the clearing, chasing away the shadows and filling the air with warmth. The woman's form began to waver, her cold beauty fading as the light grew stronger. She let out a final piercing scream, and then she was gone, her darkness dissolved by the light. The clearing fell silent, the well now filled with clear, sparkling water. Selene knelt by the well, her breath coming in ragged gasps. The locket's light was steady now, its glow warm and comforting. She knew the darkness was gone, and the stars' magic was safe. As she made her way back to the village, the forest seemed brighter, the shadows gone. The path through the fields was bathed in starlight, the wandering stars shining brighter than ever. When she reached the observatory, her grandfather was waiting for her, his eyes filled with pride. "You have done well, my child," he said. "The stars will shine brightly because of you." And so, Selene continued to sit in the observatory every night, her eyes fixed on the heavens. The wandering stars, their strength renewed, danced across the sky, their movements as graceful as a lullaby. Selene, the girl who had faced her fears and uncovered the truth, became a legend in her own right. Her story was passed down through generations, a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is always a way to bring light back into the world. And so, the village beneath the star-strewn sky thrived, its light a beacon of hope in the night. The wandering stars, once fading, now shone brighter than ever, and Selene, the girl who had saved them, continued to watch them dance, her heart filled with wonder and gratitude. The end.